Now OBS is set up. And we're in the recording. We're crazy. Time for Jared to troll my games. And I just chill. I don't say anything in match chat, even though it's funny, riling everybody up. And even though I'm right, and it just proves I'm right, to where it's like, I know I'm going to get reported, even though I'm not necessarily being toxic. I would argue it's not toxic at all, but I don't know. I just don't want to get mass reported. But then it's like, I can't communicate to my team. So it's tough. It's a tough life here. Sometimes communicating to your team really makes you realize that your team does never.
Match. Groove.
Oh.
Match.
I've been saying so many things, yet none of it's gone through.
Yeah, but usually that's what happens when you're muted, Jared.
I wasn't muted.
Oh, okay. He just wasn't talking. He's just insane. Anyway, do you hear Warren's getting a lot of hate?
Why?
Marvel Rivals tournament. I'll explain off stream. Just because, not fully educated on the subject. But I'm pretty educated. But
Can never be too careful.
yeah. Kind of like flats. A lot of people hate flats. And
Fats?
to be fair,
That I'll say on on recording.
to be fair, it's like a lot of, like, I wouldn't mind collabing with pretty much like any of them. Like I said, none of it goes out of hate. It's just, you know, some things I do find cringe or don't agree with or stuff like that. But for the sake of content, I can chill with anyone. But I'm just saying, why is my game so laggy? Oh my god, why am I like actually frozen?
Oh, is that only 300 FPS?
That's what I'm saying. Anyway. A lot of it's just like, I don't really like the content or how they choose like to use their humor or necessarily like the fan base, right? But
Or the gameplay?
But again, I'm fine interacting with said person. For sure, it's like, I don't know, there's like some people that are like worth hating, like strictly worth hating, right? And I don't feel like what's it, Flats or like J3, at least from what I know, they haven't like actually done anything terrible, you know? I just don't like their content, you know? And I feel, therefore, I also don't like their community as much. But again, it's also, that's the difference, you know? They probably don't care for my community or my content specifically, but doesn't stop the collab.
No,
Figured
you're
I cleared
supposed
up
to
so
hate them because they're different.
I'm just trying to argue, you know, that I don't hate any of these streamers. I'm gonna get hooked and die. See, this is where I'm talking about, like, why is the team here? Jared.
I'm shooting. And getting hooked and dying. It's crazy this Roadhog was able to survive for so long, even when I was shooting him.
Roha. What are you paying my team?
Bro,
Where even is that Mercy?
Again, what makes the team decide to lock in? See how my team moved forward from that point and didn't just stand and hook? And this Roadhog has probably hit 30 hooks.
Underestimating the lock in. We simply shot the Roadhog, he made a bad move and he died. And then we were able to move in. Jared.
Cuberous, eh? Bold move, mortals.
Hog no FR, I need numbers.
I'm gonna hold the swap cast.
Possible bad message from mom. Wow.
We're outnumbered. Where's my buddy?
They're all over here, by the way.
It's quick play and we're talking your own team.
That's it. Everyone's going to Tartarus.
No, I'm not. Smiley face.
Look here. Watch over here.
You can't hide.
Move!
Enemy sighted.
Everyone relax. Enemy turret. That's how you bring fire to the mortals.
It's called a joke.
The payload en route.
No, if I kill a vulture in the back, can we not walk by?
Wait, what does that even mean?
Time for a thunderstorm. I'm on the payload. Get over here.
I love having healers, it's so much fun.
Down goes another pretender.
I'm so confused. What were they complaining about? This thing we pinged. I'm so confused. They act like confused if we were doing the right thing. They're gonna play the stupid cliff. I'm gonna save shout for.
I warned you, boys. Should have listened. You're allowed to hit back. I owe you one.
Card.
Keep your eyes here. Look out, Ares. There's a new god of war.
Okay, I tried. I always forget that Drunk Queen's ult like actually locks me in place for 8 seconds and can't inflict or heal me. But it's fine. It's not like my ult would do anything. It's only a matter of time before they swap Kiri anyway. Bro. Again, I don't know why our team's playing so far back. The cart's up here. They're just literally sitting back so Venture can do whatever they want. Okay, just pelt on that way.
Hey, Widow, I'm scared.
Okay. Nice giving him res. Okay. Again, why is nobody pushed up? Oh, the Widow's here. Let's make sure to not play the objective in the slightest.
Crazy walking team also doing nice swap off hog.
Experience tranquility.
That is a great question.
Yeah, I feel like, were we even countering him? Zen, maybe?
I mean,
Hanzo?
I
Because
guess.
call me crazy, but the Hanzo actually... I don't know, it's probably just not a tank diff at
I
all.
feel
It's
like we
just the
could've
DPS
countered him.
locked in from counter picks. What am I saying? I honestly really underperformed. Even with such a gaping advantage, I only did way better. You know, I'm just not sure what our team was doing the first while. I don't know why we just were so unbelievably scared to approach and literally ran into every Roadhog hook, including you, Drew. I literally just got to see, it's like, I'm trying to play hook or whatever, and my team is just trying their hardest to be in the worst position possible to be singled out by hog and die. I just don't understand.
Didn't happen.
That's exactly what happens. Like, you're so not scared
I
until there's a
have to
Roadhog
be.
directly in front of you, and then you're like, oh, well now I can just walk in for free. What? What? That's literally what everyone did in our team multiple times. I'm
That's
so
not true.
confused. Like, I can understand getting picked by something stupid or the occasional, like, flank Roadhog hook, but it's like, no, just Roadhog playing in front, and we are so scared to approach until the Roadhog's right in front of us and has hook. I just get confused. Again, it's like, am I going to be allowed to play Doom here, dude? Am I going to be able to play Doom here?
Yeah.
The answer is no. If I get one good tank game, see, again now, there's the high, Jared. There's the problem.
Then stop playing.
It was bad, but then it was good, because again, you get to see an unreal gap, again, more damage to both my DPS, the DPS actually counterpicked, the support started to lock in and play well, use ultimates. I know it's crazy.
To be fair, is it really counterpicking if I said I was gonna swap cast even before they swap Doom?
Yes. And then,
To them, yes. To me, no.
what's it? It's like, I get to play pretty well. But then it's like, here, it's like, what's going to happen? Now that I had that one good game, now it's going to be the most atrocious. They're going to be running
We're
on a
gonna
carry,
have
which
pocketed astronaut ground.
I can deal with pocketed astronaut ground, dude. That I can deal with.
Got the live footage of him not being able to deal with it.
Okay, I thought that was you. Dying to the Junkrat.
I would never.
What do we want? Do we want jumping high ground or? That was supposed to be a distraction, not our team does nothing. Again, this is why I need help. Jared, I don't know what you need to do, but you need to step up your game.
I need to get all in 1 point. There it is.
Stuck in the bushes. Yeah. I just, again, like, how did her Shion die twice and it was damage to me? Like, what am I possibly even doing on Doomed?
The payload is advancing, as it should. Meteor strike.
Okay. Okay. Map 1.
Bro, I can't do anything.
This ends now.
Okay. See, no, that's a situation where Jared should be up top right now shooting at their BAP. Where is he at? Probably on main doing nothing. He's before main. Jared, you need to play
They
off
use-
angles and
what's that, window
flank.
sojourn.
Yeah, but that's when you
back
go the off
ultimate.
angle to avoid the window. You just play further back. That's not the play, Jared. They just get free value and super stall.
Open your eyes.
Okay.
Fully charged. I wanted it to go. Hostile mark. There will be no next. Ready for a knockout? Meteor strike.
Nice. Okay. Now see again, if I had Farah doing damage there, we would have been. Oh, what do you know? We did. Just only at the end after I already died. No, it's fine. It's fine. Wait till we're down tank to try. Shooting one shot then.
An enemy.
Play cart.
Watch here.
Okay. Okay, he just life gripped me out of my ultimate.
My fair is actually so good.
Yeah, you're able to do more damage than the Doom, barely.
How did you get so much damage? I think you're playing Doom wrong.
Think it's when you piggybacked off my kills? Or do you think it was when you piggybacked off my kills?
Neither. Domino, that was you. All of these, all me.
They didn't even look! I wonder why.
Yep.
Sounds like they... Me.
You're just on high ground shooting Junkrat, my tank.
Well, we had fun, Druid. And now that's really
It's
the last
actually
game.
weird, 'cause I feel like you
See the
should've been
descent,
jumping
Druid?
point,
You see
and I
the
should've been
drastic
jumping
difference
point.
already between those two games?
Yeah, so we stop. We stop Warhead because I think we're doing what we have to do.
Absolutely marvelous.
Let's see. What do we check, Druid?
Unless wins don't count as double for the Shion thing.
I think it only doesn't count as that for the weekly. I still need 50 more points. We need to play 2 more games, Jared. But if we win 1 more game, Jared, so honestly, what could ruin it?
What could ruin it, honestly? That's the question of the day, isn't it?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm having a blast. Nothing could make me mad right now.
I aim to devastate.
Especially not Jared flimsying around on Doom.
Enjoy your last breath. Ma toile vous encercle. How delightful.
Why tank, Jared? Why can't you just give me something besides tank? No, it's over, Jared. And it's defense
mean?
too.
Last game was easy. Random. It didn't go through. It went through on my screen and then canceled.
Jared
That
on
I actually messed
support.
up.
Oh my god. We figured out what could go
Zoo.
wrong.
I can go on a.
Could leave the game. Either of us. Both of us.
Yeah, I think that's the play.
I'll just play on a fun tank that I can't get mad at.
Ew.
It'll be over quick, Jared. Just close your eyes.
Maybe I should switch things up. You know, maybe the Wu Yang.
First time on ball, please be nice. No.
Why can't I go through?
He's so bad. I thought you were trying to super jump, not just make a really bad joke about ball players.
I think they patched it anyway. So
No.
Pretty sure they
Patching
did.
bugs on Doom and Ball. What do you think this is? I'm gonna peek window and die.
It's over here, dude. Don't worry, I bumped him in you.
Well, I don't think it's gonna work when they have exclusively flankers.
This won't work for you, dude.
Yep. How dare I try and play a support that can't defend themselves? How'd you even get over here? I'm so dead.
Yeah.
How's he 2-0 ball?
How did I have more damage than Jared? I'm just assuming.
You surprisingly don't.
Why are they also playing a million ball counters?
They're scared. Should have asked the enemy to be nice. Ah.
They're going up top.
There's a test subject.
I'm just gonna stay point.
Not a balanced amount of damage.
I must recharge. Hold on. Your assistance is appreciated. Let shadows pursue, enhancing your vitals.
Fearful fog. Okay, they can't do anything.
Surrender to my will. Deploying rapid. Double kill.
Some darn QP counter pickers up in here.
Nah, I don't know what you mean. They only switched up quite literally their entire team but on run. And Kiri and Roadhog, I guess.
Easily made manifest.
Is Roadhog still in this room or did he die?
Get in there, Bob.
Watch out, dude, they're going for us.
I wanted to kill. Wasn't even enough. I didn't expect it. So we're not gonna talk about it.
What part?
18-1 ball. He actually knows what he's doing.
If you watch that gameplay, you would
Roadhog
quite
bad,
literally see
Banana.
the fact that I just had DPS shooting. I did absolutely nothing on this character, and it was to prove a point. Not that I did terrible, but I mean, like,
What? Hey, you still have the best KD in game? And
I legitimately probably played ball at a gold level max, and that's not even,
Well,
and it was not good. No, that was just genuinely not good gameplay.
but see, that's the thing. Even a silver ball can still win diamond game.
I guess. Oh wait, are we done?
You were so bad.
I think so.
What?
Gotta push up his tank to win.
Who are they talking about?
Why would they be talking about you?
I heard you
Ball
were
and
so bad. I
defensive
saw
one.
literally no other part. I didn't hear the Ana. You were so bad. I thought it was a whisper. I didn't even know what I was looking at. And what part are they talking about accidental Ana? Because call me crazy, but those support stats are
The
basically
Roadhog
tied.
said the Ana, and then the Ana said the Roadhog was bad. And then the Kiri said something.
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm being completely honest, that was just a DPS.
For real, for real.
Because the supports are pretty equally matched, I'd say. At least stat-wise. Like, say, ours got more kills and kind of less damage. If you were to compare the... It's very hard to compare, actually, because it's...
Carry the
DPS and-
3.
Yeah. But they died a lot more. And you guys got more kills. But again, piggybacking off our DPS, which were just getting kills.
Mhm.
I basically didn't even exist that fight. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure it was literally just both of our DPS holding high ground, and they had to cross a bridge. That was it.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they decided to play Vendetta and Bastion to try and stop me. And to be fair, Vendetta's pretty OP because her overheads stunts me in place for whatever reason. I don't know if that's always or only when I'm like somewhat in the air, but I am literally just locked to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I just don't know how the characters are so fast. And also, I don't really
good.
understand how people die to Bastion that much. Like, say, obviously, if I'm in a bad position, the Bastion's in a
or-
good position. Yeah. But it's like that Bastion, it's literally like you just bait out form. It's like, that's the same. It's like, it's Roadhog Bastion. I'm surviving.
Especially with a high movement character that should be playing around corners.
Yeah, I don't
And,
know.
you know, has 1,000 health.
Like I said, I just couldn't set up any good ball rollouts there. Because, like, I could cross the bridge and stuff, but I knew if I went across that bridge, I'm dead. So it's like, what do you do?
Yeah. If you try and do anything fancy, you just get hooked and bashed.
That's what I'm saying, but it's like, that's why I don't like tank, especially like stuff like this, because I know how to play tank. And like, say, obviously I didn't play bad, but because of playing that tank and playing ball to like, not like I actually executed anything well, but the baseline's well. But again, I didn't even like go on flanks because I knew it would cost me. It's like same with Doom and the other one. It's like, I knew that going in would just cost my life because I knew I wouldn't get healing and stuff. And it's like, again, it didn't even cost our life. Again, I do think that all these games were kind of easy games. I think the hardest one was probably the Hollywood one.
I can agree with that.
But it's like
Luckily,
there.
you had the world's best player on your team.
No. It's just like, look, they had more healing, I think, overall. And their DPS did, or their supports did more damage. And the DPS, their Sojourn kind of threw. But like, it was honestly pretty equal. Like, obviously, they had less kills because we just died less. Well, everyone but our Emery. Cardboard damage, you know, it's an accurate name. Well, title. But yeah, it's just kind of bad because, like, again, I know I'm playing Doom well. But it's like, I just don't understand how people make Doom and Ball work super well. Because again, we're winning games and pretty easily too. But it's like, it feels like while playing Doom and Ball, I myself am accomplishing nothing. Like, I'm not really getting my own kills. I'm barely even creating space. And that's what makes it feel so bad when I'm playing like something like Junker Queen really well. But then, of course, you get games like that King's Row where it's like, I feel like we were getting dog walked at the beginning, but it's like, towards like the middle and end, after we claim first point pretty much, it's like you can see that's what tank is to me. It's like right there, I'm not dying that much, but I'm still dying less than, you know, other people like on my team. And the enemy, obviously. And I'm also getting my own kills, and I'm contesting point, and I'm doing a lot of damage. But it's like, we won all three of those, and I can lose games like this on Junker Queen when I'm playing the same. But it's like, I know it's because tank is the most team-based. And I think that's also why people say tank is the easiest role, because you can kind of just get
We
carried.
really got to see all three sides of the spectrum.
That's what I'm saying. Because it's, Junker Queen's good, and I'm good on the game. But it's like, we kind of had a bad team for a little bit. But it's like, we still get crazy stats, because that's what you chose. And then Doom is like, Doom was just kind of a bad pick there. And also just didn't work out, but we still get to win. Because I played the game well. And our DPS at least did something, right? It's like, we matched them. Like, I wouldn't even say, like, I did better than their tank, per se. Like, I don't really think I created much space. It's just, I distracted, like you should on Doom. And I was able to get picks where I could. And we're able to do it. And again, it's just, a lot of times I play a more aggressive Doom because that's how you should be playing Doom. Is more aggressive. It's like, same with Ball. Like, there is, how I played Ball there was just terrible. Right? But again, in the low ranks and everything is there. But see, that's where Doom especially gets really bad, and Ball, is in lower ranks, you're pretty much just alone. And your team will not move forward or anything. So it's like, on Ball, you're pretty much just running in to die. The difference is that you have way more survivability and movement on Ball than you do on Doom. But it's like, Doom, you're using all your stuff to commit to going in. Ball, you were literally just using your roll. And then you can adaptive shield, and you can just run away again. So it's like,
yeah, you can just stall for 5 seconds with
Yeah.
1,000 health.
exactly. Plus, I also feel like Hammond stands a better chance of 1v1ing a DPS or support than Doom does. But
Definitely.
that's just because I feel like Hammond.
Especially, I feel like at
is more
a
consistent.
low level, because I feel like Doom, you know, obviously, if you can aim and space your abilities perfectly and stuff, then it's like,
Yeah.
you can just kill instantly. But if you miss that kill instantly, it's a slow one.
And it's also a perfect example of just flankers in general. Is because you can play a flanker wrong, hence me on Hammond there, right? And it still work. But it's like, I'm not getting nearly as much value as I would get by playing something else. It's like, anything I did on Hammond there, I could have done way better on, like, Orisa. Because, again, I was just standing there holding point. I didn't use high ground. I didn't even do damage from a distance. I didn't get, like, any crazy, like, alt plays or, like, move them or really even stall them. You know, I was just enough of just tank presence that they would shoot me and try and kill me a little bit for my DPS to do enough damage. But it's like, say, because our DPS being good, it also forced our supports not to try as hard. Like, they got to do so much offense there. Because, again, it was just me backing off to get heals when needed, and our DPS were just going uncontested on high ground. And see, that's where it's like those dynamics kind of suck for the enemy team. Because it's like, what are they supposed to do? They have to be trying to kill the supports, which are just in the back lobbing random damage. they have to try and kill high ground with Sierra Ash, or they have to fight the ball. But it's like, if the ball's not creating the opportunity to kill him, then you're just doing nothing the entire time.
Yeah. Plus, again, their options really, like, fighting ball isn't exactly one of their options. They can either go high ground or point to contest the DPS and supports, and then our entire team's on them.
Mm-hmm. And all I have to do is just be slightly annoying to not let everyone focus our DPS. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I barely did that game, but it's like we get to win way easier than these other games. Like that Rialto was definitely our easiest game. But it's like, again, Hollywood, it was basically just doing stupid poke on Doom, which was just nothing. I was missing like all my punches, basically just shooting the gun, doing the occasional slam, and then just blocking. It's like I wasn't hitting any of my things. It's just occasionally I would go up to move and then not hit a Cassidy. But again, it's just the distraction's enough. But see, that's what's just so annoying as a tank player, is that a lot of times your DPS just won't, like, I wouldn't say, like, obviously Jared did well that game, and partly due to me being a distraction, especially, you know, play, it's just they're all locked in on me, they can't focus on you, which again, is good on Doom, but I just don't understand, like, say, Doom's presence didn't really do much compared to other characters. Like, say, if I would have been doing, or playing D.Va, I would have had the exact same presence, except more survivability and probably more damage, and a better ult, right? So it's just like, I don't see how people do it. But it's like, I understand why they get, like, mains, you know, especially one tricks of, like, Doom Ball get mad. But it's like, they also play at a higher level. But it's like, tank in general is just such a, not a hard role, but it's like, you are just at the mercy of your team. There is no way you're able to carry enough. Like I said, the game that I did the worst tank gameplay happened to be the easiest because our DPS were the best. It's like, of course, it's supposed to be like, oh, you know, the average of what it is. You know, like your average game or what it's going to look like. But it's like, on average, we do heal less and do less damage besides me, whichever role I'm on. And that's, to be fair, when I'm focusing on roles, I'm focusing on doing said things. But, it's just, like, annoying. Because, like, say, you see here, I had way more damage than our DPS, and more kills, and less deaths. So it's like, there you're thinking, okay, the DPS... Again, this is how, like, say, an offense tank game should look, pretty much. Because, again, I'm so far... like pushed up, I'm basically getting my own picks and kills, right? And the DPS are basically just doing, like, getting their own random stray picks or just piggybacking off of kills, right? But they also happen to get picked more because of things like the flankers and the tank being able to one-shot. And then our supports can afford to heal less and do way more damage because I'm just distracting a lot of, like, say, even the flankers and the DPS. So it's like, this is on average what I would expect, like, just a good game of Overwatch to look like a very fluid game. Where the tank's getting, especially offense tank, like I said, that. And the DPS being able to do that. And again, this is why I feel like it's more of the meta to have a lot of, like, those kind of pressure tanks. But I feel, again, most tanks are pressure if you play them right. Like, say, Orisa can be a very, like, way scarier than Junker Queen on the front lines. But it's like, Roadhog doesn't really have that. But see, they had that for a little bit when they just had Mercy and our team was just walking in and dying. But it's like, that's just because our team is just so scared instead of just attacking. But that's why after we pushed past that first point, we were able to kind of roll even with people getting picked. But, like I said, in Hollywood, again, the only reason we even claimed first point is because Jared had an ultimate, and I distracted them just so happened at the perfect time where none of them looked at him. And then he was able to secure the kills. And it's like, again, our healing wasn't even, like, good. Offensively or, like, defensively. So it's, like, not really useful. But it's like, we were still able to win that. It's like, yeah, of course, we weren't fighting great tanks, but again, I feel like that Domina was doing pretty much all they could do on Domina. And I feel like it was pretty good. They had more damage than me. They were playing pretty well. It's just they didn't have anyone they could do
well.
to.
It's just then...
But see,
we
that's also a
just
situation...
avoided them and then killed their entire team.
Yeah,
so.
But see, like I said, that's one reason why, like, something like Doom also does work compared to things like Orisa. Like, say, if that would have been Orisa instead of Doom, the main difference is that that Domina would have been able to, like, get more value and farm ult because it would just be frontline fights. And again, that's another situation where our team really benefited, is because we could just ignore the Domina for the most part. Because again, they couldn't really reach us or do damage. If I'm just stalling on occasion and just kind of being a nuisance to the entire team, then they're all distracted on me. And then our DPS gets to kill everyone, and then Domina's just kind of there, not really contributing. And that's why they didn't get so many kills, even though they weren't playing terrible, but they also get like 12,000 mitigated just from stopping some of our shots. And so again, it's like, I don't think they played bad. It's one of those cases where that's where tank, especially, but like any DPS, like, becomes a problem. It's like, again, I wouldn't say they performed bad, but because of what I was playing and what their team had, it wasn't the right character. Again, not that it's like, I did plenty of damage with Domina. You know, it's like my DPS would have locked in. It's like, that could have also worked, yeah. But it's like, as Domina, you're only contesting when people are getting close, or if they're in the range of your beam. But if we're just going around you and stopping where you can set up, and you can't like farm your ult and just like damage on whatever tank, it's like kind of just useless to have. And then in situations where we are just like one punch and like just some damage, it's like then they can't do enough like steady, consistent damage. Like any of that sustained, it's just burst. And when they miss their burst or we just stop them from doing their burst, they just lose. So it's like, that's a situation where I think the only reason we won that game was because they decided to stick Domina the entire time. I think it was really good on the first hold, but after it got to like the second and third like actual escort parts, they definitely should have swapped. Because I wasn't swapping off Doom, and that means they couldn't farm damage and stuff off of that. Which is crazy that they still had most damage, but I think Domina's a bit strong now. So, I think their damage is way too high. But again, I think that's the point. Is that they have... It's like they're really good at just holding lines because of their burst damage. And because they can extend the range as well, it's just tracking with a huge burst. Where it's like, again, it's like you're fighting a Juno, and you get to destroy them in like pretty much any situation. So, like I said, that's a situation where it's weird that Doom worked out better than a lot of other picks. But really, any dive that just ignores the Domina, or we blitz the Domina, and then we can get past.
Yeah, I feel like especially Winston would have worked really well.
Yeah. The only difference is I couldn't punch, and so it's like not a threat and not a stun. But yeah. And then, like I said, the re-ult just worked because we had good DPS. But it's like, it's stupid that, like, say, if this were a ranked game, that I would be climbing with a performance like that. Again, we won, and my stats aren't that bad, but it's like, I was not playing well. And it's like, also, I think their Vendetta and Onrun were doing their jobs, it just wasn't well. And I think it was mostly because of just teamwork. Like, we never fought more than 2 people at a time. Like, that entire game.
Yeah, plus I feel like they couldn't really, like... Again, it's the same problem with Winston and Deathmatch. They could just kind of, like, dive, but then we could just get away, and then they were just stuck there.
That's what felt, that the Roadhog just couldn't do anything, like get any kills secured or anything, because he would just try hooking me, and then you guys would just stay back. And so it just like, he couldn't do anything. But the Onrun would go to the back and try and do damage, but it couldn't secure any kills because we had supports. And it's like, then the Vendetta would try and chase me, but then they can't do headshot damage with their overhead, I don't think, against me. And plus they just don't do it.
Can.
They just don't do enough. Like, say, it would probably take them like 5 full combos of me just standing there to kill me. So it's like, I think again, both those are good plays.
Play more as a team, but also it was just tough with, like, say, Roadhog.
I just think, like, Onrun and Vendetta can absolutely blitz damage. I would consider them definitely counters. But it's like, you would have to stop me, but Vendetta stops that, and also hook. And stuff like that, like, I die there. Because they would just have to light me on fire and just fan, like, twice, and then maybe, like, Blaze Dance, and then just, like, 2 Vendetta combos and 1 hook. If it even takes that much. It's like, literally 1 hook should have killed me. But it's like, even still, it's like, the Onrun and Vendetta, if they would jump me at the same time, it's like, they could have killed me. It's just, our team played a bit better, they just didn't have much team play. But like I said, I just find it annoying because it's just like, in those situations, I can break down a game so easily on what was happening and why something wasn't working. But then it's like, some of the games that we lose, like even, well, this one, for example, it's like, wow, the stats weren't that bad, our supports didn't do that terrible. I mean, obviously, when you look at the stats, the healing was a lot, but also our Wu Yang did that much damage. The exact same amount of healing and damage, which is kind of crazy. But it's like, that damage is useful. But then, obviously, the enemy did a bit more damage than our DPS, and also our DPS died a lot more, and supports died a lot more. But again, the story of that entire thing was that we just had a really bad first point, and they pretty much rolled us till the end, and then we were able to farm. And that's where Wu Yang farmed all of his damage by just firing down the poke while keeping his heal on me. And that's where Jared got all of his healing by sitting there and healing me. And then we just got to farm Nano and Tidal Blast or whatever. And then our DPS were able to do some damage. But again, it was mostly just poke. While I just got to stand there and just hold my beam and then punch people. So it's like, in that situation, I don't think we got uber gapped in any way. The only reason we lost is because we gave up way too much space at the beginning. Where they had just 8 minutes on the final push. So eventually it would break through. And they didn't do it until overtime. So. Like I said, some of them are just tough. Like the Coliseo, is this one where it was Bastion? It's like I go 8 and 9. And it's like, in this situation, you're thinking, oh, I mean, I guess you wouldn't even really think DPS gap. To be fair, you would probably think tank gap to at least a degree. I don't know, like both the DPS didn't do well,
Looking at
but
the stats, it's not looking great for me.
yeah. I mean, it pretty much says, like, to me what it seems like, again, but it's also kind of biased because I was in the game, but the supports were basically just healing tank. The DPS couldn't get a chance to kill anyone because, like, ball, and the tank wasn't really making space or, like, getting a lot of damage. So it's like Jared had less damage than me. Our other DPS had less damage than Jared, but I had least kills, but I also had most deaths. But again, I am getting just chased by ball, and it's kind of hard to 1v1 even on something like Bastion, because I only have a certain part where I can do damage. They can just walk around, get a health pack, and just chase. But it's like, I wouldn't consider my performance bad there. It's that our supports, again, it's like, isn't it crazy? It's like we have Moira Juno against Ball. I just find that so weird. And it's like, even like Sierra, it's like, why do you have so little damage against Ball? And even you, it's like, it's a Ball. It's like, pretty much it just shows Ball just ran at me and killed me, and then the rest of the team just killed all you guys. But it's like, Jared died the least. Which, again, in a situation like that, kind of looks like Jared just never approached. It kind of looked like Jared would just never be in a fight. But again, that's just what the stats tell. Cause it's not like, oh, the DPS have more deaths.
I'm
It's pretty much,
surprised I died the least, personally.
it pretty much looks like it was just, everyone died in a fight except you, and the Juno makes sense because they could have gotten out with like speed rank. But it kind of looks like you just only participate in half the fights. And if you consider the progress we got, that makes sense. I don't think we pushed like far at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that, it's just like those are the games that's like you can look at and be like, you know, there's not really much learning from it. It's just kind of an unlucky game. You know, the team was better, even if it was just Jared playing bad or us playing bad as a team together. If it was our supports not counter picking, you know, you could argue any of those things. But it's like, it's also just the enemy just has better characters. Like, Ball's just OP if uncontested and wasn't getting contested except by me. And if you consider Sierra, which I don't really.
Fianor.
Yeah. But then it's like Junkrat cast. It's like Jared was gonna get blitzed, which again is crazy that they don't even have that much damage against an Orisa. And Jared didn't die that much. So it's like, what were their DPS even doing?
Yeah.
I guess just picking off our supports or maybe us. But again, I can guarantee at
I feel
least
like they
5 of my
shooting me
deaths
a
were from
lot.
Ball.
It just felt like when I backed up, then they just stopped shooting me, and then I was just able to live,
Yeah, but
which
like,
just seems weird.
look at their Ana stats and tell me that Ana deserved to win the game, Jared.
What do you
7 and 7,
mean?
less than 4,000 damage, less than 4,000 healing. Like, even the cat stats are pretty mid. But yeah, it kind of just looks like everyone shot at everyone and the supports just let us die. Or the fact that we didn't have a tank, which, again, you could argue. It seems like everyone just piggybacked off kills and we just didn't have a tank. Like, that almost looks like Jared joined late.
Yeah.
But like I said, it is against Ball and stuff. It just, again, in a situation like that, that's when you should be swapping. Because you're literally just a target to feed everyone else. And you, well, I do think you could have played against Ball better. It's like, I think that was mostly on our supports not keeping me alive or paying attention to Ball / counterpicking. And I'd just like to again say that I don't know which support said it, but said that I should swap Sombra instead of Bastion or Sierra to deal with Ball. As if preventing my
feel like
death
it's
is
probably
beating
both.
Ball. When really, all that means is that they get targeted by Ball because I'm invisible. And I can hack him for 1 second. And like I said, not to say that Sombra isn't a counter to Ball, because it is.
It's really good when you have other people shooting Ball.
Yeah. It's just, again,
Like, say,
I don't think that
Sombra
was
in theory
a...
could've worked.
It just doesn't look like a DPS issue in my point. Like, again, if you look even at the kills and the damage, it's pretty even. The only thing is that we have double the deaths. But everyone on our team has double the deaths. So it's like, that doesn't really look like that. And again, our supports don't have terrible healing or whatever, but they just had really bad picks. And we're just trying to only keep Jared up. And then Jared didn't really take advantage of that. And part of that, if not most of that, I feel like it's the character. Because like, Junkrat Cass can just, and Ana can just sit wherever. Cat's in the sky and Ball's anywhere but fighting tank. So just kind of a really, really bad pick. But like I said, from my point of view, there's really nothing I could do. I mean, I'm countering Ball and Ball's the problem. So it's like if I'm just dying to ball, what do you do? There is no thing, and that's also why people say 5v5 is also bad, because like say in 6v6, I probably could 1v1 the ball as Bastion or Sierra, but in like 5v5, just better stats. It's just obviously in a situation if he just stands still and it's me versus balls damage on Bastion or even Sierra, I win. But it's like, and honestly, I don't even know if that's true. Maybe well, Bastion in form definitely. But
Sierra probably.
I would have to be dodging on Sierra. Like, he would have to be hitting, like, a fourth of his shots while I'm hitting all my
I don't
shots.
know about that. I feel like he's letting like half his shots body shots.
Sierra has, like, 200 health, Jared. Ball in this has, like, what is it, like, 675?
I think so, yeah.
And that's also including that he is shooting me and not just, hitting me and then slamming and stuff. Like, that is
Yeah, I guess
pure
the slam
just
is
shooting
also
me
tough.
while he's exposed and I can hit headshots. It's, again, don't you see how impossible that is? Like I said, Bastion's a better
Yeah.
chance, but again, I only have form. And Bastion out of form, which even when I played ball against Bastion, it kind of just isn't even a fight. You can just kill, because Bastion loses all of his damage, and you can hit him way easier. And like I said, you can just run and get a health back.
Loses like his however much damage reduction.
So again, I don't really feel bad about the game. It's just kind of an unlucky game. You know, and while I do think it was partly Jared's fault, I also think if our supports would have tried it all to counterpick instead of just, I don't even know what they were playing for. I really, like, I don't know. They weren't really playing their lives. They weren't really playing like Healbot. I just don't know. It seems like Juno probably just shot tank and then shot torpedoes off cooldown. That's it.
Yeah, and to be fair, it could have worked better.
Yeah. But then probably
I feel like Moira's just a bad pick there. I feel like Juno
Moira's
could have played better.
definitely a bad pick. I think the only thing that Moira's good against there is that if we did pin ball and we could like do some damage, but it's like again, any other support's better. Even Mercy can do more damage than that. So I
Yeah.
don't really think that's
And you know, obviously Ana would have been like among the best of picks, but
yeah. It's like also Coalescence could be pretty good, but I don't think they really did that. But yeah, no, we just didn't heal the DPS. Maybe our Qion got healed, but again, it's like I don't know. But like I said, those games are just tough. But it's like those are the games that kind of ruin Overwatch because like again, we go on just defeat after defeat, and that's just one of them. And then we get a random win in the middle, which I think was Jared on Hazard, right? Yeah. So it just kind of sucks. It's like we win the one support game, and then I go back to another thing. It's just very disappointing.
coincidentally, the enemy Ana was the same.
Yeah. But like I said, you get to see obviously some of the DPS games like New Junk City. It's like I'm doing a lot, and so it's fun to play DPS because like obviously in that situation it is a gap because we're pumping out way higher damage numbers, dying half the times and getting more kills. Like say if this was just kills and deaths and we had around the same damage, that's not DPS diff in the slightest. We were just the winning team. However, since we had a gapingly high amount of damage ahead of them, yeah. It's like how I wouldn't even say this is supportive. In fact, it'd be more in their favor because they had a little bit less healing but a lot more damage. But yeah. And then obviously the tank gap, even though it's not even that strong of a tank gap, you just have basically more kills, which again, winning team. That's why in this situation, I would say DPS definitely pulled their weight the most. On the New Junk City. And then Rialto, that was also just an easy game. Like, Jared didn't die a single time, even though he had less damage. But it's like, pretty even tank gameplay, even though Jared definitely played a little bit better. I would say that, yeah, maybe I stand out a bit, right? It is double the damage of any DPS, and all the DPS's kills combined.
5
One
and
death.
6, 4 and 5, 4 and 4, 15 and 1. I mean, they're pretty similar.
Yeah. And like I said, supports are pretty even. They had a little bit more healing. If again, usually I try to fuse the numbers, right? Because I feel like that's the more fair way of doing it. But also they were playing Mercy, so it's like there is no damage amplified stat that I can see here. So it's like I don't really know where that fits in. But again, like there, it's like obviously I played well, but I'm also playing offense, farming damage and kills character. So, but it's like again, if I'm getting value from the character like that to such a heavy degree, then I think that is me making the difference, even if it is a busted character. But it's like Dorado. It's like to this, looking at this, I'd be like, yeah, you know, the tank did really good on the enemy team. They got a lot of mitigated, more than double the kills to me. Died only 2 less times. It actually isn't bad. And a good bit more damage. And then you look at DPS, 7 and 7. That's pretty bad. You know, that's pretty bad. Jared, like I said, turned up towards the end, at least stat wise. I'm pretty sure he was 0 and 4 with 2,000 damage before that last point.
Possible.
But
Definitely an avid.
then he kind of stood there, piggybacked off kills and just shot forward. But you know, it's good. It's good. And then our 7 and 7 Brig, because you know, for some reason, they were playing Brig there.
It's weird how we play May and go 7 and 7, then we go Brig and go 7
We
and
went 5
7.
and 8 on Zen. To be fair, again, it's like we're fighting Sombra. But it's like, why is Sombra getting 24 kills in any game? Literally any game. When is Sombra getting more? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think to me, what this looks like, if considering the Sombra in mind, is that our May and both our supports got completely dog walked, uber massacred by the Sombra. And then we were just down people, and you and me were able to do some damage, but it wasn't enough. That's what it looks like. With that in mind. However, if I were just like, if that was like a cast with those stats, it kind of just looks like our supports and May were just getting picked more than us. And also contributing less damage. Like, I had 3,000 healing, and I only played Junker Queen. Which isn't like
I really did farm my
crazy.
stats to the end. Because I know before I swapped cast, May was uber diffing me.
Oh yeah, like by an insane amount.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But then
But-
I guess they got targeted by Sombra more than they did before or something. I
I
don't know.
think they just couldn't get value on that third point, I'll be honest. Because they didn't hit like any good blizzards. They couldn't get any cheap kills. But I think that was mostly, that's also just a hard hold, I will say. Like, that definitely favors defense there. Because they have so much high ground of bullcrap. It's like they have Sombra and they have Lifeweaver and Ana, so it's like they're all in different areas. I tried to chase the Ana, then they just pull them.
They can
Ramondre
basically
gets to go
hold 3
uncontested.
times at any point just because they have.
Plus, again,
good
we
stuff.
have Brig and not Ana. Like, say, if we would have had Ana there, that helps us a lot. And I don't think they might have swapped towards the end. But I do remember having
Brig's
Ana.
really good against Ramatra.
I mean, it's not the worst simply because you kind of can have constant uptime on him.
I
Especially
feel
when
like
he's in
Brig
form.
Ana would have been fine, but it's like there wasn't enough pressure on that Ramatra not to just kill our Brig.
I just think we definitely had Ana in that last point. Because I remember being antied. It was just always at full health. But yeah, I think in that situation, we definitely could have ditched the May on third point for just more damage. And I just feel like Sombra just would have been such a non-issue if we just pushed up. But I don't know. And then I also think some of the picks that I went for just unlucky didn't work out because I try and kill their Ana and then they get 1 HP in their spawn and then they just life grip them away. It's just like, what am I supposed to do? It's like, it's just invincibility on invincibility after I have to go to my way to jump them. And it's like, technically you could blame me for not going something like Diva. But again, that would require like me to play perfect. And I don't think that was the issue. But like I said, I also don't think that's a bad game. Like, say, if we were to swap sides, we could have put up an equally good defense. Not on Junker Queen, probably, but we could have won the game.
What do you mean? The Dorado defense Drunk Queen goes crazy.
I'm just saying, like, say, especially if we
No one
kept
gets
our
it.
team even with Junker Queen, we probably could have done well. It's just, Sombra could have gotten picks, but I also think it would have been a lot harder to get picks on offense there.
Definitely. Because I feel like we could just kind of hold the line and then Sombra
Yeah,
just has to
especially with
flank
Junker and
alone.
May. And it's like, again, Zen just pelting down angles. I think we could have done a lot. But like I said, that's like the difference between playing competitive. You know, because a lot of games, I think in competitive, it is actually rare, at least for my games, for it to ever make it to the second pushes. Like, it's usually just no one gets it to the end. And again, for good reason, because
I'm
that's why
kind
it's
of mad
favored.
that Fire game wasn't on competitive. Cause like 17 and 1's pretty good, but like on defense, you just get to farm kills. I could have 40 and 0.
To be fair, I just don't like hybrids either way. But in a sense, like, last point losing on attack, it's like, it's fair. But then it's like also like the same on defense. It's like, it feels like you kind of got cheated out of something. Because like, then we could have probably put up a really good offense too. You know? Because I feel like I don't know what sense of determination our team gets. But it's like, you have the team that's like, can never push far. Right? Like, under like any circumstance. But it's like, then the moment the enemy makes it to the end, it's like, somehow our team finds like, you know what? This is going to be the time I absolutely lock in and we just crush one of the hardest like offenses. It's like, oh, okay. It's just so weird how that works. Like, I feel like if
Yeah.
one team makes it to the end, the other does. Even on those hard maps. And I just find that
Most of
really,
the
really
time,
funny.
Except for complete stomps.
Yeah, but I also feel like that's different because those are just one-sided teams, I feel. But
Yeah.
and then also this Antarctic one, the one where we were memeing in the chat. It's like I get your
I kind of did actually.
look at
Who am I looking at?
I'm just saying that you were Bastion into Rhine, and that Rhine never swapped. And you had 11 less kills in our Genji, which is fair. You know, they did have the pocket. 9 less kills than me, which is fair, because it's me. Same deaths.
That's, you could just say Junker Queen.
I think the main thing is really just the least damage out of any of the DPS besides their Genji. But yeah. I mean, like I said, I said it even in the game. The difference was the Ana. If we would have had an Ana the entire game instead of a Mercy, we would have stomped them. Because we could have potentially, if you look at the stats, kept up with healing. Right?
Nah.
And then we also could have had Nano on me, or Nano Blade, or Nano Bastion, and probably won. But we kind of just lost every push to Nano Rind, because how do you fight Nano Rind? And then plus, of course, Anti had Sleep, even though Sleep wasn't as much of a problem. Anti, I think, got him a few kills, but again, most of the time I can work around that. However, Anti versus a Nano Rind, kind of tough. And like the one Nano Emery push, our team dying was kind of rough. But it's like, it was a close game. Because we both claimed points, and I'm pretty sure it was like 99 to 99, or it was like, you know, basically that. It was definitely a close game. But it's like, that Ryan, I don't know, I woke him up like a sleeper agent with that text chat, dude. I don't know. You guys should watch the VOD from that, because that is funny how their team reacted. Like,
Should. Linked here is what I would say if I was editing this even a little bit.
yeah, it's just funny, because it's like, okay, the one part was rage bait, sure, right?
The one fight. I can name a few.
Yeah, but no, that guy, he was just like, it was just
I
fun.
imagine you're referring to the make space for your team.
Yes, and also the fact of like counter picking, even though by the end they were Emery, Bastion.
Again, I just think
Ryan,
it's
Ana, and
again, I can understand them being mad. Oh man, they started Junker Queen, Junkrat against Ryan. That's, you know, unfortunate. Then like I swap Bastion, it's like that's not even worse.
Yeah,
I would much rather a Bastion be shooting my shields around than a Junkrat.
I don't know about that honestly, but
Junkrat's just like more damage consistently. Maybe not more damage, but consistently.
I just think I mean, like, again, we could have won if that Mercy would have just been an Ana. Like I said, even if it was just nanoing me, or nanoing the Genji, or anti-ing the Rhine at any point, or just throwing anti into the crowd, we would have been able to do so much more. Like, actually so
And
much
plus
more.
sleeping charges and sleeping high noon.
It's just,
both
again,
crazy.
we just never counter. Like, literally the only person who played a counter to Rhine was you and maybe me. If you consider Drunk
I
Queen
feel like
counter.
Drunk Queen's only sometimes a counter to Ryan.
But
It's
you're
again,
a direct counter.
Winston
I'm
Diva.
like a counter
It's like
adjacent.
if he just kind of has to hold shield, you can just kind of do whatever. But if he could just swing, you just have less health and less damage. So,
But then, like I
and I
said,
think we know which one that was.
fighting their other DPS like Bap, and then later Emery, Bastion, and Ana as Junker Queen. It's like there's just, I feel like that's like the thing that like everyone knows. Like, if you're gonna play exposed tanks a lot of time, or ones that can like die really quickly when out of abilities, like you kind of need Kiri, right? Because chances are your tank is gonna get blitzed down, or an anti, it just kills them. Because like I'm good at sustain and I can back off, but it's like if I get anti at any point, especially half health, yeah. So it's like cleanse is pretty necessary in those fights. And it's like against Ryan, I don't even think cleanse is necessary. You know, like I think you can get away without it because you can just get into good positions. But it's like, again, it's like you have like Doom and stuff. You're gonna want Kiri, because there's just gonna be moments or counter picks that's like you can just literally stop them from dying completely, because it's not even them messing up, and sometimes it is, but you can just, instead of a mistake or a situation just leading to a death, it doesn't. It just saves them, and it's like just because of one ability. And not to say it's like super OP, even though it is a really, really strong ability, but it's like it kind of does turn necessary. Because that's just kind of how the game works. It is a lot of counterpicking. Not to say you can't win without counterpicking, but it's like, if you're playing Rhine Ana, you're just going to beat a Junker Queen without a Kiri, or an Ana. It's like, literally, under what circumstance would it not? We kill the Ana before they get to do anything, but then it's like that's also assuming Ryan's just going to stand there and let us do it. Or the DPS are flanking and doing it. So just, it turns like an okay situation into like a really, really difficult fight. Because again, it's like the Ryan gets low because I am able to do enough damage in Nano. Then suddenly it's just a lost fight. And it's like, it's a good thing they didn't swap Kiri. But most of the time, again, Ana Kiri is just like the most basic overpowered combo.
Yeah, there are a few situations where it's not going to work, except in like esports.
It's not even that it doesn't work in esports, it's that there's just better options. Because like say, you're going to be able to kill through a lot of things without having to worry about anti or sleep. Rana becomes
I feel
less
like you get a
needed.
lot more value out of stuff like say Lucio, where it's like, you know, that's kind of better in a lot of cases.
It's really Lucio and Wu Yang. Because the Tidal Blast is really strong because of overhealth and speed boost, and then plus team stun. So it's like you can't really avoid it. You know, so you kind of have to deal with it. And it's like, think about it again, Rhine with that. It's like you're just faster, and you get to swing, and then you get to stun. It's like, how OP is that? It's like, it's pretty much Nano, if not better, because of the speed boost. And it's like, that's crazy. And plus Wu Yang does so much offense. And it's like, the healing isn't even bad. It's where he's like, just, he is really, really powerful. It's just, Kiri's still better. Because you can win fights if you get chased. Not always, but it helps. Plus, you can just shoot down. Plus, you have a huge amounts of healing. Again, just playing Kiri casually and just doing the casual hold to spend on my heals and then 2 kunai and then do it again. It's like, I just get most healing in game pretty consistently. Because it's just that easy. And then again, Suzu when I can. Teleport out, teleport in. It's just
Those
obviously
feels
not
are a lot of
perfect.
fun.
Like, say you're not going to win every Kiri game because of that, or even if you're a good Kiri. Because, like, there's just times where your tank's going to be in a bad position to where it's like, you have to teleport in and risk, like, uber dying, or you have to just hope that your Suzu lands from a weird angle. Plus, you know, some people just play around Suzu, and they'll get you low and force you to use it, or, you know, situations like that. But I feel like it's at least interesting. But yeah, no, Mercy's just kind of really bad, and especially when you mix it with Genji, bro. Again, I'm not saying it's like the worst thing. Like, I'm sure you could even see that in esports from time to time. But it's like, that's not just the reliable strategy. It's just a damage boosting Genji. Because again, most of the time, you can just kill Genji anyway, or you can kill Mercy way easier because the Mercy is super exposed. Because the Genji has a lot of like really good movement. The Mercy has one movement.
Yeah, and it basically stops Deflect from being good, since they can still just kill the Mercy for that entire time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Plus, you know, the Genji has, like, deflect heal, like, really, really good. There's, like, no reason not to choose that perk. But yeah, it's just annoying, because, like, they were definitely duoed. Or, it was like...
Even, like, 25 Swift Strike damage.
Yeah, or the Mercy was just terrible. But also, I guess it is the better DPS. I just feel like I 100% would have swapped off Mercy. But also, Bacon and Pancake. So maybe our supports were a duo?
It's possible.
I mean, the BAP was pretty bad. At least from where I was standing. Like, their immortalities were really, really bad. Their windows were very, very selfish.
Well, to be fair, if I had to imagine, based on what I saw and based on the stats, he was probably just playing really far back and then trying to heal you.
I'm assuming, yeah, he was just
And then he
basically...
wasn't able to do a lot of damage, since he was just focused on healing you from that range, and also fall off and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm assuming it was just playing from some weird angles, just shooting Ryan and healing me. It's just, were they doing the crazy tech? And it's like immortality they must have been using for themselves when they got jumped. Window they were using selfishly, and they just didn't care about the Genji and only healed you when you happen to be convenient. Again, that would be what I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing, but it's like, I also feel like it must just be, they got super targeted exactly when I needed them to be healing. Or when the Rhine was exposed, they were already dead, or they were getting jumped.
The enemy Genji, like, our BAP would have died more than 4 times.
That's what I'm assuming. It's like, if they were only dead
remember, like,
4
saving
times,
him
dude,
very
that's
much.
half of the other one. Right? And even half of my deaths. It's like, how do they not have more numbers to show for it?
Yeah, again, they must have just been playing, like, super far back.
Yeah, it's like their damage isn't terrible, obviously. But it's like, I would hope that they're pretty much just shooting shield and shooting Rhine. Unless they can, like, get a pick or they're getting jumped. Because I feel like that's kind of low damage.
But I feel like that would have been exactly what I wanted them to do. Because then Ryan just basically can't ever have shield.
Yeah, but I just feel like that's not the case. I don't know, it's like their BAP didn't do very good. Just more healing. But also, it's harder to hit shots against Junker Queen.
Eh.
I don't know. Maybe BAP just doesn't do that much damage. I just know that I did not
All the
see
footage.
the BAP like at all anywhere. And the Mercy was just glued to that Genji the entire time. Which made me think they were the duo, was the Genji and stuff. But maybe just because Genji was doing better than Jared, so they decided to pocket that and just didn't think swapping was necessary. And I don't know, it just feels like the BAP must have played super selfishly with abilities at least. Like Window and Immortality. Because I feel like I just legitimately didn't see them.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely would have seen more windows. Since again, I wasn't playing super far up, and I feel like he'd basically use them around me.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the BAP was the person I saw the absolute least in the game. Which is fair because they'd be at least a little further back. But again, for them to have that little deaths, honestly, I'm surprised both our sports don't have
Yeah.
a lot of deaths. I don't know. That's just weird. I feel like how'd they just get out of situations? Unless they just watched us die and left. Which I would believe. But again, it's like, I feel like they couldn't have been playing that bad. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like the BAP's numbers are a lot more impressive than I thought they would be for what I am assuming their gameplay was with nobody dying. I don't know. But maybe it just seems like it's a lot because their team didn't have a lot. But then it's like you compare it to our damages. And it's like they probably should have had a lot higher. Because it's not like you weren't fighting a shield the entire game too. Or anything. So.
Meh.
I just feel like he probably would have more damage. I don't know. I'm just kind of mostly genuinely surprised at the healing. But I guess also, if it's BAP solo healing compared to Mercy BAP healing, or not Mercy, Ana BAP healing, I can see why that also might just feel like it's doing nothing. I don't know. All I know is that if I were to change this team, it would be changing the Mercy to Ana, and then we win. That would just be the easy instant swap. And, you know, the BAP could have gotten away with what they were doing. But I also feel like I would have way rather had Nana instead of that BAP if we were going to stay Mercy. But I also know they would have
Just
got
one
jumped
of
and
those.
died more. I just find it weird that they want to play those three characters against that. Again,
I find
BAP
it weird they're
honestly isn't
selecting
terrible.
those three characters in any situation.
Again, Genji, I just as a
I can
whole,
just tell you for a
understandable,
fact,
but
in any given
just
game,
wasn't
I would
good.
not start as any of those three characters.
I don't know. Mercy and BAP, I just feel like, again, why didn't they ever swap? I just feel like when you're doing good and it's like, okay, but then it's like we lost the first round really hard.
Especially like on Moira, you know?
And then we won the second round. And then like the third round we were kind of like doing good and bad, but it's like, I don't know. I thought it was pretty obvious that people were complaining that we didn't have an Ana, you know, and that healing was the issue. And it's like, if we were dying because of Anti, then it's like we need Kiri. I don't know. And like I said, it's quick play. At the end of the day, it's just kind of annoying that it's quick play, but they get the good team. So I just have to roll with it. It's like, oh, okay. Like I said, that's just where it gets annoying because like, isn't it them griefing my gameplay in the same? It's like just because I decided to take it a bit more seriously, right? I don't know. Like I said, that's a whole different debate. Yeah. Point is, I just wanted to read over those things to cope mostly.
Surprising.
But also just make other people aware of why we won some of the games and why we lost some of the games and what to look for just in general.
Well, because I'm the best fair in the world and you're best of all in the world.
Apparently. But like I said, it's like in unranked, you have no idea what rank everyone is. And in competitive, you have no you have no idea what rank anyone is. So
Comedic timing's completely thrown off. Do it again.
no. But I don't know. I just feel like these games aren't any different than competitive. Like the enemy just tries so much harder. It's just you have to hope your team's a good one trick. that's pretty much what you're hoping. You're like, please, you know, be like a crazy Ana one trick or BAP one trick, not a Mercy Cat one trick. You know, that's anaerobic. Not to say that they can't work, because obviously they can, but it's like it's always a situation where it's like, oh, this person only plays Mercy. Okay, they're pretty good with the movement. You know, they made to at least plat on Mercy, so it's like okay, but then they're not doing with a DPS, and then we just happen to get really terrible DPS. Like, oh, this is where we get our Genji Onron mains, where we happen to get the two flanker mains. You know. And then we happen to get the Mercy main, both just at the same time. It's just like, that's the tough part.
And we happen to get the Jungle Queen main, am I right, guys?
No, I am probably the most flexible player in the entire world. I'm not gonna lie, Jared.
That's kind of debatable. you are flexible, but you really only play like 3 characters most of the time.
In quick play, yes. In competitive, yes. But not always.
But in arcade, you should see him.
Like, I think I can play a lot of things, just a lot of times they just cover the bases.
Guy's not even flexible in deathmatch.
I feel like the win, Druid. You know, Overwatch is a mess, and trying to make sense of it, or more so, that you should have won a game or should have lost a game. It's pretty much always going to be your teammates, and even if you can do better, it's good to realize what you could do better. But a lot of times it is just, again, it's like why streamers, a lot of streamers, especially ones that play a lot, climb, because it is just about playing the game. Like, say you can cope as much as you want, or blame your team, or say you're the best, or say you're bad, anything. It's just playtime. Because no matter what, you're going to improve at the game and learn new things, unless you're going out of your way not to. But, like, if you're legitimately trying to win every game and trying to, like, adapt and realize what's working and not working, you're just going to climb. Like,
Yeah.
even if you're just a one-trick
Like
and
in
all
every
you want to
team.
play is Cass, and just have, like, a backup if he gets banned or someone takes it, it's like you're going to climb regardless. It's like it may take longer if you're a worse player, it may take longer if you chose a bad character, but you're going to climb. It's a team-based game to where it's like even if you do bad, you're going to get carried by your team, and all you have to do is the bare minimum. And eventually, after some time, you're going to be at a at least mediocre level at that rank. And even if you're not, you'll get boosted eventually. It'll always favor winning in the end. Like, say I consider the system to be uber flawed and just really bad and unfair, and it like tries to force 50-50s, and again I still feel cheated either way. And I'm also not the best player, and I play just random characters, and all I've done during every time we do drives is climb. And it's like I reach masters literally just by doing drive events, and that's the only time I play. But it's like literally just because playtime I'm climbing. It's like maybe I'll go back to diamond and then climb back to masters, you know, who knows. But eventually it'll just keep favoring it. It's like, is it because I'm improving and I just now I'm playing at a master's level? No, it's just because I played more comp. And that's just how it always is. That's why obviously getting better at a game is just becoming more experienced with it. But in like comp, it's a mix of that and just the more playtime you have, you just get higher rank. That's what's like, people with high playtime, unless they're playing uber casual and not, again, trying to win or improve, they're going to be high ranks. That's just how it works. That's why, again, when you see like content creators and streamers, they're just, you know, certain ranks minimum. And if it's not, it's because they're new to the game. And it's just that simple. And I think I'm fine with that. It's just, I don't know where people get this idea that just because you're high rank, it makes you a really, really good player. Because again, you can have really bad game sense or not really try and still be high rank. And I don't really believe it's towards any role. Like, again, you could argue a Mercy player deserves it less than a hit scan player. But I could argue hit scan super easy and it's just stand and point and click, while Mercy requires movement and knowing who and when to heal, and occasionally, you know, swapping if need be. But even if you're a one trick, it still requires a lot. Way more than standing still and shooting. Or moving and shooting. I know.
And then you get pocketed Ashmain, you know, and
yeah, but it's like I said,
we don't
it's like,
talk about that mirror.
Again, there's a lot of differences. Like the people who win by literally just sitting there with a duo, that's different. Like that's just boosted. You're using Mercy in a way that requires zero skill and making your duo have zero skill, but you get to win games because it's a busted combo. It's like the people who use like the cat for ultimates or like Bastion. It's like, sure, having fun or winning games and using strategies, it's like that's fair. But it's like, it's one of those things that it's frowned upon strictly because you're giving yourself an advantage over other people, and that's what makes it boring. It's like same, like I said, within quick play, what I can do when they can just play Anakiri and we refuse to swap or use it, because it's just making our game harder and less fun, because they get to fight a tank that can just no longer receive healing or is stuck standing still or cleanses anything, and then we just don't have that. And to where it's just like, it takes away our fun and gives them fun because my team doesn't want to swap or because they're playing certain characters. And again, it's just annoying because I have to fight it. You know, it's like, I think it's unfair if we just get to play Ana and like say Roadhog and no one does anything about it. It's like, I can't get mad at them counterpicking. What I get annoyed at is that
Yeah,
they
it's like how we're
counterpick
just able
only
to
me.
Stay Sierra Ash high ground, and they can do nothing about it.
Yeah, but it's like, it's always annoying because it's like when I go into quick play, it's like, again, I'll go into quick play and just start Widow on any map. like even like Nepal, right? And they'll start to pop off, and
Famous
or
Vendetta
even
with
get
that.
like 1 or 2 kills. Like, nope, sorry, we just need to go Sombra and other flankers and everything. And then it gets to work because either I have to swap or they win by just killing me. But it's like, why is my team so bad that they have to rely on me getting kills specifically? Not everyone, not nothing, and they're not getting counterpicked. It's just them stopping me stops them. But it's like, again, there's just so much you can do. It's like, and you can have a Widow on your team, and you can help your Widow. Or you can kill the people trying to kill the Widow. It's just like, it's just so unfair because I'm sure anyone can relate to this. You have a Widow on your team, if you're the Widow or not, it just counterpicks and 0 value. But then the enemy has it, and your team refuses to want to try to counterpick. And that Widow just gets insane value. And again, it can be in quick play, or it can be in ranked. It can be at like a lower rank or a high rank. It's unfair. And like I said, it's even the same with Mercy. It's like you get a Mercy on your team, and it's the worst Mercy you've ever seen. Somehow they're bad at the movement. They have no idea who to damage boost. They refuse to swap when they're doing nothing with those abilities. They just pocket heal tank and then die first. Then it's like, okay, I should have banned Mercy, you know, because then they can't play it. But then the enemy team is just literally locked in on Mercy, some of the craziest movement, knowing all the like spots, perfect slingshot tech, and has like their duo with a DPS. And it's like, why is my Mercy just not queuing with the duo and DPS? You know? It's just like, it feels like I always get people when they are playing at their absolute worst, like bare minimum gameplay. Because it just has to be. Like, these people just don't get these stats. Because like I said, it's not even just ego, right? It's just, I'm not that good. So it's like, why in my rank, or again, in quick play, no matter what character I'm playing, it's just, I get insane stats and win. It's like, again, the only time we didn't was on Hammond, and that's because I played Hammond like a total of 3 times. And I was memeing, and I was mostly just playing the objective instead of going for kills. But again, like Junker Queen, obviously I play, and Doom I kind of play. But it's like, why am I just pumping out better numbers than our other DPS? Like, our DPS gets to do just a terrible job. It's like, why am I getting this DPS player that's going negative when no one else in the game is going negative? It's like it tries to balance the scales, but because I'm playing well, or I'm good in a character, it just forces me to have at least one uber bad teammate. And just like annoying. Because like it's just not fair, because the enemy doesn't have a weak link. And it's just like annoying. And again, I'm sure people notice, like in our games and in probably their games too, it's just the enemy just always has more healing. And it always is when it matters. It's not like, oh, you know, but our team had damage. It's not like, oh, the enemy had 1,000 more healing and we had 1,000 more damage. It's more like, oh, we had 2,000 more damage and half the healing. Or sometimes just half of both. But it's like, again, what am I supposed to do? Be like, I should have played better on tank. That was my bad. It's like, again, obviously, if I'm the one going in situations where they can't get healing, but also it's like other people don't communicate either to say, oh, Diva, I actually can't heal you because my mouse sensitivity is too low. So if you can stand still, that's fine. But it's like, I don't understand how Zen can't orb me when he's in range. Stuff like that. I just don't understand why people are never constructive. But then if I say something like, so what's the deal, healers? Or can we start focusing healing me? Right? Then it's suddenly, you're actually terrible tank. Not, oh, well, it's because of this. Or because of that. Or, oh, this person's stopping us. I just don't know why people never do that. They just literally want to sit, not swap, and not say anything. And then just lose the game. I don't understand that. It's never like, oh, well, it's actually, this is causing me to not get value. So if you could try doing this instead. You know? Or it's like, tank, focus this person. It's like, it's legitimately that simple. It really is. And I just don't know why people get so mad at like stuff like that. Like, I'm like, support, you should focus the tank, or we should do something to focus this person, or DPS, try and kill this person. You know? It's like getting defensive because they just misread the tone, I guess, of text. Fair. Right? But I feel like, again, still using that information. But see, I just feel like people aren't constructive. And again, they only act defensively. They never just suggest things. And I find that extremely annoying. Because I'm just like wondering why we're not pushing up. And then at the end of the game, they're like, tank diff. Or tank didn't want to do this. And it's like, but they're not suggesting it. It's so weird to me. Just so weird. And I get so annoyed. It's like, how are you going to sit there and complain but not try and suggest anything that could have made it better? I don't know. That just annoys me to no end. because you're just complaining when you could have done something about it, or at least tried to. It's like, wow, my tank player's not doing what I want them to do, so I'm going to complain about them when they don't do good, and they just keep doing the same thing, and they don't realize that this is the problem. I should just not tell them and then complain. Okay, cool. Literally the worst kind of people. In a team game, again, even in quick play or something like that. It's like, again, you can try and win and just want to chill, but it's like at the end complaining because your team's not doing anything is weird. That's why I'm making suggestions immediately. Like, say, I joke about, Pog, how much is my team paying you? Pretty much, again, being funny in a joke, right? Also saying that the Roadhog's going uncontested, then we need to watch out for Roadhog. And that is, like, extremely implied. That's, like, also, like, joking about our supports monitors being off, right? It's like a funny joke because we're not getting healing, right? And that's when they're supposed to come back and say something, right? Constructive. Or even just say, you're bad, do this instead. Okay, that's still a suggestion, right? I know I'm kind of throwing a little bit of shade at them. I'm fine with them doing the same, but it's like at least be constructive about it, right? I'm dying in spawn and bash when both my supports are there, so I say I'm annoyed because my supports aren't paying attention to me. Okay, see, now the supports are warned, right? But supports are no, they're so used to, I guess, being the victim. I don't know what kind of trauma response it is. But it's like, you click need healing 3 times and they are on you. Like, you just literally killed their dog in front of them. And I don't understand. It's like, it's a keybind. And I'm saying it because it's...
Well, why'd you do it?
I'm just saying it's urgent. I click it once, and guess what happens? Nothing. And so I click it 3 times. Be like, oh, I really need healing. You try and heal me. People are like... The first one is like, oh, you need healing. The second one means... I'm kind of annoyed at you, but I still need healing. Third one means I'm so toxic. I hate everyone. I'm getting no healing. Our healers are the worst people in the world. They should just leave the game. And that's what they see. And I'm like, it is literally just saying need healing. And you click it multiple times pretty much just to show urgency. Like if I'm sitting back there and I'm just like, oh, need healing. It's usually because I'm in a good spot where I just tried to get them to look at me, right? If I'm spamming it, it's because I kind of need health or they're really not just responding. And I feel like that's how I see it, and I figured everyone would see it, because nothing about it is toxic. You know, it's like the meme with the Genji need healing. It's the fact that Genji's always low, and pretty much always needs healing. And then they're clicking it while Genji's, like, in a bad position, right? But it's like, how does that go to anyone clicking need healing 3 times means that you hate supports with a burning passion, and you think they're terrible? I don't understand. I don't think I would ever, legitimately ever get annoyed at them doing it unless they were saying like I'm tank, I'm saying support suck, all that, and then them spamming it. But even still, it's like if I'm just seeing my tank spam need healing, it's like even at full health, I'm like, okay, he's gonna make a play or something, right? I just don't understand why I'm just sitting here trying to be the victim. I just find that so weird. It's like, okay, my tank's gonna try and annoy me. So what button is he gonna do, or what's he gonna do to try and annoy me? Because it's really now that our tank has to be throwing because he showed that he was complaining about something. That means he already gave up. You know, it's like when someone says GG. It's like, again, funny because it's like, oh, I didn't get healing, or oh, our team sucks, right? But it never means, oh, I'm gonna stop playing. I don't understand. It's like, if your tank isn't like standing still doing nothing, I don't understand the point. It's like, that's the joke part of it. You know, I just don't understand. It's like a disruptor. And that's what people need in Overwatch a lot of times. So you don't get, let me just stand still, do nothing for 4 minutes and just keep staggering. It literally lets people focus up and realize they're playing the game and they might need to swap something up. When anyone says anything, that's just how it works. Because people are literally sitting there, open mouth, drooling, standing still, just shooting on something for 4 minutes or like 3 minutes. And then the tank says something like, okay, time to lock in. You know, it is an actual game. I'm alive. Let me think for once. And what's crazy is that that's just true. Again, people are so inactive and just will do the same thing, but the moment I say something in chat, especially if it's like something, not even toxic, but just, you know, anything, then it's like everyone locks in, right? It's like everyone's entire viewpoint of the game shifts, right? It's like people are actually focused on the game instead of just messing around, pressing buttons on their keyboard. And I just think that's funny. Again, I don't know what wakes people up when they see the text chat, but I don't know, because like I said, it's not even just them being like toxic or just communicating back through text chat. It's like they actually just start playing the game. I don't know, it's just like they're literally playing Overwatch asleep. They're just sleepwalking. That's just how it feels. And I don't see how that happens. Because again, then some moment I start complaining, then suddenly it's like, oh yeah, let's swap our DPS and start locking in and actually getting kills. It's like, yeah, cool. But it's like, what were you doing before? Were you just like, you know what? Actually, I should try. Maybe I shouldn't walk into the Roadhog. It's like, again, everyone just is like falling asleep when they're queuing. I just don't understand. It's like, you actually need to wake people up. That's why like games I feel like go so well when you have like pre-match banter. Because people are all locked in now, you know? I don't know. Again, just some concepts, you know, food for thought. But if you guys are ever losing your games or anything, just start off with a little positivity or a good joke.
No, that's terrible advice.
Right? A good joke, right? And just, you know, chill out. Of course, it would be the edgy people. Then there's like the funny people, and then there's the funny but want to be edgy people. You know, it's like, hey guys, hope everyone is looking forward to this game, and then everyone's like, go die, or it's like, I'm depressed, or something that's like, haha, I'm funny and edgy, right?
That's me. I'm funny and edgy.
But it's like, it wakes everyone up. Unfortunately, you say something like, my last game everyone went negative, so let's not have that happen, and then they just target you on the enemy team, and your team lets it happen, and then everyone makes fun of you. I don't understand how that happens, but you know, I guess that's the way the world works. I guess it's because I saw it as a fact, like, my last game was so bad and everyone went negative, so let's not have that happen. And they saw it as our Junkrat's being toxic, so we shouldn't heal him, and just the enemy team's like, yeah, we should just focus him, so then he goes negative, and then say something in chat afterwards. It's like, okay. How do you think they're doing now, Jared? All those plat players now limited masters. Probably declined, right? I would imagine so. 3 drives apart, by the way. Just 3 seasons of me making more progress in 8 hours than they do in months. But you know, who's embarrassed now?
You.
I have nothing to be embarrassed about, besides maybe you. But
That's actually a little messed up, but
yeah, you're very humbling, Jared.
I guess.
Take that in a good way. However that means you have to.
Yeah, that's the plan. I'll try.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm running out of storage, so I have to run away. So, see ya.